That's right. Sabina Jacobs, that's right. John Jones, that's right. A very good evening to each and every one of you, Pace and Power guys, boots on the ground. We trust that you are great. We trust that you all are well, wherever you are joining us from tonight. We trust you all good. Pace and Power, good folks. Pace and Power. Good to have you guys on the live. Good to have you, Onika Glenn and Shelly DeRidder and Rhonda Gordon. Jagdeo, like you tripping. Good to have you, Anche De Silva, Ernesto Ward, Dean, and Claudia, Simon. Good to have you, Diane, and Nadia Rose, Charles Nelson, and all you beautiful, fantastic folks who join us. Ayabo, Natasha Congress. Good to have you, Leon Blair, and Andrew Griffith, and Charles Nelson. Lorraine Harmon is here as well. Good to see you, Lorraine, and Roger, Joylin, Vashti Magnort, and Rupert, Nicola Dewsbury. I see Carol is here, and Vanda, Vanessa Wardine, and Shauna. Good to see you folks. Respect and manners, pace and power, guys. Hope you're great. Penelope Hudson, we see you too. How you all doing? You know the Blackwood had us this morning. Guys, in the 592 biggest GDP, folks, leading the Caribbean. Blackout hit us this morning very hard. Lawrence McKenzie, Bella Mona, and all you fantastic folks who are joining us. I love me this time. This in the gray and the red. Artist Saul, good to see you, Eartha and Donna. Claudia, good to see you as well. Dexter, Stephen, Heaven Faith. How are you doing, Heaven Faith? Great to have you here. Sandra Hanover, good to see you as well. But when you hear some things that Jagdeo was, alluding to in this press conference, oh, Father. Folks, let's get to the fight card. So we can get to that. Let us get to the fight card so we can get to that. I want you all to know it's a beautiful night outside. Don't come wrong with funny. It's a beautiful night. East Bank, compliments of Pixels Guyana Inc. Pixels Guyana Inc. That's a beautiful shot heading up by Auntie Sandra's side up the East Bank. Yep. Beautiful night on the outside. Good to have you folks on the inside. Nonetheless, great to have you guys on the inside. We're fired up at this end, folks, and we are ready to go, ready to get to it, folks. Look, some of what we're tracking on the fight card tonight. Yep, migrants at sea rescued. We can talk about that. We can talk about what the Chinese saying about the U.S. military in Taiwan. We can talk about what happened to the Kashat founder. Remember, they found him dead with a stab wound on the streets of San Francisco. Quite recently, was it San Francisco? I think it was. And then this early morning, accident in the 592. Then some other stuff happening. Folks, like the devil take me over. Nope. We don't like the way some things are going. Don't like it at all, good folks. But we're happy that you guys are here. Y'all are here. We're here. What more could we ask for, good folks? What more could we ask? So let's get right to it, guys. Let's get right to it. Y'all know where we're heading. We're heading to the opener. That's where we're starting tonight. Your boy Jagdeo had a press conference today. Folks. We're forced to listen to these folks, if only to report back to you guys. Joylyn Cook and Debbie Apple. McKen, and all the other guys, Margaret Craig, Wilma Grant, Lester Williams. Only have to report back to you guys and some of what we're following and some of what we're seeing. John Stewart, good to see you as well. And Ellie Saborn, Roderick, good to see you. Candidate in the Jeep. Yeah. Papa Jagaban had a press conference today. And of course, he wants to talk about Mr. Norton being the racist. It's not him, it's not them, it's Mr. Norton, and all the wonderful work they're doing for Linden and so forth, and encouraging the Linden people to vote for them. And then he kind of steered this press conference in a weird direction. Nothing new was said in this press conference. We didn't hear any other press conference. There were no revelation, no new government project, no new direction the government is going in. It was just a regurgitation. LCDS, something to give somebody a hamper here, They give somebody a cash grant there. That was the presser. That was the presser. See, even except the presser kind of take a little turn. That's the opener, folks. The presser kind of take a little turn. Listen to Jagdeo and Linden. Right? Listen to Jagdeo and Linden. And then we can talk about a couple of things. Listen to your boy on Linden. Take a look, folks, and take a listen.
And that would be a multi-purpose ground. So the fact is that Linden will have both a FIFA standard ground and an ICC standard ground, that they can play both cricket and football. Further, at Retrieve, where there is no ground that hasn't been touched for 40 years, we're also starting to develop that ground that would allow 3 of the schools in Linden to have access to a ground for the first time after almost a generation of not having access there. So these are the facts. An ICC standard ground with lights, ICC lighting, because ICC lighting is very different. The size of the ball, Mr. Norton, is smaller. And the FIFA standard ground, the lighting there, would be a bigger size ball that Mr. Norton needs to know about. And so this is, we're gonna have both. I'm sorry I'm being a little bit serious, but it made me remember something else. But the fact is that we're not trying to steer people. It's not a racist thing, Mr. Norton. We're, for the first time, developing 2 grounds, in fact, 3 grounds in the town of Linden that will allow us to play international type cricket there and international football. Now, contrast that with the APNU 5 years in office, where they did practically nothing in these areas. And they were also going to have a synthetic track there too. Contrast that with the 5 years that they did practically nothing. He should be ashamed to even mention this issue at a press conference. But as I said, he's ill-advised and he picks on everything that he sees race in every single issue. Doesn't do any research whatsoever. Now, if he wants to know what the plans are for the country, they're very evident. We have spoken about them in our manifesto, that we want in every region a multi-purpose sporting facility. We have already started in the hinterland to identify where those will go.
Let's take it from there, folks. Let's take it from there. Ain't give them no freebies here. We ain't giving them no freebies at all at this end, folks. So y'all realize the turn. You know, you invite the media to a press conference. What you want to talk about? There was nothing new, I'm telling you. You go through it and you look from item to item. It's the same old lies. The same old lies, nothing new. Probably had a little time on the hands. Who just left? You know, who has all the agreements? Who handles all the agreements? You know, he handles things from the government side. He had a little time on the hand. And where does he veer to? He want to talk about Norton balls. Right? Norton should know but what balls big and what balls. That's what he veered in the press conference. So, but listen to what he said. Right? He said these grounds that he's boasting of, they help him to fix the ground. Sandra Singh, Patricia McKenzie. And these grounds have not been fixed, he says, in over 40 years. And he's proud. Their last iteration in government was 23 years. And he proudly said these grounds have fixed in 40 years. He said this ground and fixed in over a generation. You heard that? You heard that? The ground and fixed in over a generation. Him fixed in over 40 years. But that's not a problem. Right? And we who went in government for 5 to clean up their mess, right? Clean up their mess. He wants to fix everything. The ground fixed in over 40 years. But he really want, to fix the ground, is Mr. Norton Balls. Let him trust him. Order and buy somebody else so fast. You missed that? 23 years. That's why you gotta listen to them and the lies they tell. And the lies that they tell. And if it wasn't for the advocacy of folks like German Figueroa, Member of Parliament, pushing them and lobbying hard for the quality of grounds, and the other folks, members of the team on the ground there, the Apple AFC team on the ground in Linden, pushing them and pressing them and highlighting ever so often the foolishness that they're doing. Right? Those grounds would never be coming along, and those grounds didn't start under this government. Didn't start on this government. I'm sorry we don't have the time to really pick apart the nonsense. I'm sorry we don't have the time to pick apart the nonsense that we heard Mr. Jagdeo spouting out, the absolute nonsense. But I want you to listen back to that again, because you're going to miss a couple of key things. Listen to when he talk about how long the grounds are fixed. In a generation. The grounds are fixed in 40. Who had governance for 40 years? And when Linden was absolutely neglected. Let Sharma Solomon walk you through the negotiations with them with the hike for the electricity in 2010, 11, 12. And how absolutely nothing came out of all of their promises, just like before. But this snake oil salesman come telling us, oh, nothing has been done. Who had the country? Who had it? Who had it? Listen carefully. Listen carefully. We're going to circle back. Listen carefully.
And that would be a multi-purpose ground. So the fact is that Linden will have both a FIFA standard ground and an ICC standard ground, that they can play both cricket and football. Further, at Retrieve, where there is no ground that hasn't been touched for 40 years, we're also starting the ground that would allow 3 of the schools in Linden to have access to a ground for the first time after almost a generation of not having access there. So these are the facts. An ICC standard ground with lights, ICC lighting, because ICC lighting is very different. The size of the ball, Mr. Norton, is smaller. And the FIFA standard ground, the lighting there, would be a bigger size ball that Mr. Norton needs to know about. And so this is, we're going to have both. I'm sorry I'm being a little bit serious, but it made me remember something else. But the fact is that
breaks up right there. Breaks up. I want to be feeling a little thingish. I want to be feeling a little hot and bothered, Melissa McFarlane. Like, how do you get there? Right? Maureen Chichester, I like your emojis there. Bats and balls. How do you get there? Like, you feel a little hot and bothered. Huh? You see you see story here? Hewlett Rubens? Hewlett Laughable Rubens? Like it's one of those days. Jesus of mercy. Moving on, folks. Moving on. You see, when you listen to them, you come dispassionately. I know you'll vex with them. You can't take them. Right? But when you listen to the filth, it's easy to rebut that. It's easy to rebut that. He goes on in this press conference to talk about some school up at Hope, that a building, but excuses themselves. Right? These schools take about 5 years to build. These schools take about 5 years to build. We had 5 years. right? But we didn't do nothing. Never mind all of those fields and pitch and balls and so on, started under our tenure. Never mind that. You see? See, when we break down these press conferences, I want to fight them. I can spend the whole night there. Right? Deconstructing the foolishness that they talk about. Whole pack of nonsense. Folks, moving on. We got some ground to cover. Moving on, Claudia. We got some ground to cover. Let me come through quick. Let me come through quick so we can show you all the state of this country. Look at some what we're tracking around the world, folks. Remember, we talked about this classified documents leak over the last week. Well, they apprehended the fellow, right? They apprehended the fellow. I want you to understand, we're wasting time. This young man is 21. I'm going to pass through some of the information. He's 21, and CNN and all the news media who reporting on him and his capture, detention, all that, says he's an intelligence specialist. What were young people doing? You see? What were young people doing? Right? They're not pushing you in any positive direction. They're handing you bat and ball in them villages. Go and distract yourself. This young man is 21. And he is a intelligence specialist. Right? Like he got fed up with them, I don't know. And stole a whole host of secret documents pertaining to this war in the Ukraine, and the US people swooped down on him today. Swooped down on him today. Yep. Folks, you better fight for your children and point them in some proper direction. And don't bother with these jagabats. Point them in some proper direction. Give them the best education that you can find, and then let them go solve some problems in this world. Well, we got a lot of problems like the PPP. You hear? We got to go out and solve some of these problems. Right? Give them the best education you can. Right? 21 years old, and they say he's that didn't pass us. An U.S. intelligence specialist. 21. Right? 21. And this information was released during the course of the day by Merrick Garland. He's the Attorney General there of the U.S. All right. And this fella here, hold on. You know who got me? His name is Jack Teixeira. Jack Teixeira. Oh, yes. Oh, Jack Teixeira. I want his family. Jack Teixeira. I want to do some work for them. Intelligence specialists. Folks, fight for your kids. Give them the resources, as best as you can to enable them to excel, and then let's release them to the world and go and solve some problems. Let them go and solve some problems. Moving on, folks. Moving on. China says it's the U.S. fault. Right? It's the China faults the negative impact of the U.S. military drills for Korea Peninsula tension. It's not we. It's not we want to rule the Taiwanese people without the consent. It's U.S. It's them with the military drill. It's them causing the tension. You gotta like China, boy. You gotta like China. Look, spin. This is spin. This is spin. That's what China run out. This is that us. We want to do good on the peninsula. We want peace on the peninsula. But as soon as the Americans come, it's problem. Soon as them boys come, it's problems. And this was related by the Chinese foreign minister. The Chinese foreign minister, Wang Wenbin. The Chinese foreign minister, he says, we want peace in the peninsula. But them boys, we watching them, folks. It says not us. It's them. They like peace. They don't like peace. The Rakshas. Yeah, and we spoke about the Cash App founder, guys. We spoke about the founder of Cash App, Mr. Bob Lee. was found stabbed and begging for help on San Francisco streets a couple nights ago. Well, they've apprehended a gentleman who they say was known to Bubbly, the founder of Cash App. You know, Cash App is a wonderful facility. Helps us out on this end. And we're so sad to see what happened there with Bubbly. And the man that they held is one Nima Momeni. Nima Momeni. They said they knew each other. They knew each other from before. But the U.S. Justice Department, I hope I'm getting the department right, is not releasing too much information more than that. We know that he was knifed, today he was stabbed, right? And they have apprehended this fella, Nima Momeni, in an area called Emeryville in San Francisco. And outside of that, the folks are releasing more information, right? That is according to the San Francisco Police Chief, Bill Scott. So sad to see what has happened to the founder of Cash App. So sad, folks. I hope the whole thing don't go down because he is gone. You know, fighter jets, they tell us Germany is providing the Ukraine with some fighter jets. Remember, was it the Americans or the Canadians that give them a couple recently? Now Germany's pitching in, folks. Germany is pitching in. Folks, the free world is not going to let Putin win this war. Right? This one going to be protracted for a long time. This can be a Pyrrhic victory for any side. But the Americans are not going to let Putin win this war outright. Valerie Clark, Stacey Lewis, too much is taken on that. And we saw this with Hitler. You students of history, people allowed Hitler, you see, to march into one country, and then the next, and then the next. Crimea is this, is that. And they're seeing that pattern. Next thing you know, Britain is drawn into the Second World War, America, a whole host of other countries. And we promise it will never happen again. Here we there. Here we there, folks. Yep. So Germany says, fighter jets for Russia. Here's some multi-tracking in the region for you guys. You might be interested. Look at this story. This one is a cautionary tale. Especially you folks who work hard and then you go on vacation. June, I hope you're watching. June, if you're watching, give me a signal. I hope you're watching. June, take note here. So these tourists went to Dominica on vacation, had a pretty good time. No incident. The lady said they took a taxi on a 15 minutes. It wasn't more than 20 minutes, a 20 minutes ride somewhere. And then, you know, they're better than we. You know, they got those point of sale things, mobile. And so she swiped her MasterCard, looked and saw $39, swiped her MasterCard, and went on about her business. She said when she got back, stateside, she got a bill from the bank, $4,600+ US. $4,600+ charge to her credit card for the taxi ride. The bank refused to refund the money, saying it wasn't fraud. She had to have seen whatever she was swiping on her card, see that number there. She said it wasn't fraud. Well, the credit card company itself stepped in, MasterCard, somebody, and refunded her the money. 19 minutes, it wasn't more than 20 minutes. Taxi ride, right? When she land back home, 4,600. The folks are saying here, as a cautionary tale, in instances like this, walk with a little cash, minimum cash, to pay things like a little taxi ride. And if you're going to swipe your cards, ensure you know what you're swiping to, and you are swiping, and make sure you know the currency, right? So ask them, is this US dollars? Is this Dominican dollars, whatever is the currency there? It's a cautionary tale, 4,000+ US. So those of you planning vacation for summer, watch that. 4,000+ US was $4,600 for that taxi ride, a 90-minute ride. They'll probably shoot you to outer space and back. So be careful out there, folks. Be careful. That was a cautionary tale. Look what they're telling us. A bit of research. A bit of research says Black Caribbean immigrants, all of you out there, back out in the States, back out up north, back out in Europe. You know, Guyanese are everywhere. We plenty enough. This report out of the US says that Black Caribbean immigrants are reshaping the US electorate. Yes, reshaping it. The Burks of this world, good guys like Rickford Burke, good guys like Mark Benchcott, you know, and all you other folks out there in the diaspora working hard, chasing that American dream to send back the remittance to folks on this side. Reshaping Black Caribbean immigrants. Big up on yourself. Big up yourself, folks. Moving on the fight. Heartbroken. This is a sad one. A very sad one, folks, out of Trinidad. Mother, 4 months pregnant, swerving from ramming into a bumper there on I'm missing the first word, the Ochoy Highway. Those of you in Trinidad, fill me in. What's the full name of it? It's like right there in my thoughts. Right? She swerved from hitting a vehicle and ended up hitting something else, and the vehicle she was in tumbled several times. Both mother and baby lost their lives. Those of you who know Trinidad, that thing is right there. Lost her life on that highway. Our thoughts and our prayers. You know, the baby's father said how he's an offshore worker. Said how heartbroken he is. They've been together for about 5 years. You know, making a life and of course expanding their family. How heartbroken, folks. I want to sound like that. I begin, but our thoughts and our prayers are with these folks. Our thoughts and our prayers. You can imagine that kind of pain. The mother and your unborn. This is Chevelle Mitchum. Hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Chevelle Mitchum, who lost her life this morning with that 4-month baby. You know, devil always roaming, just looking for a little leeway for coming and do some nonsense. The PP too. The PPP as well. But our thoughts and our prayers go out to them. Both mom and baby there. The guy said he's heart. That's all he could say. I am heartbroken. You know, that don't heal in 6 months, you know. You know, say a prayer for them. Whole family. Whole family. You know, people are always taking a risk. You're coming from these countries where things aren't so well. You know, people take some risk, and some folks were like that. You know, heading someplace, and these rickety boats, cruise ship, saw them drifting. You remember some lost their lives coming out of Antigua, heading to St. Thomas quite recently. Cruise ship there, saw them drifting, had to rescue them. Had to rescue the folks. The lucky, you know, they're pretty lucky. Right? They said there was a small boat with 24 individuals. They were in the Caribbean Sea and were successfully rescued by a Carnival cruise vessel on Tuesday. Right? The boat said they spot these two dozen individuals stranded, and the boat was drifting towards Aruba, sailing between Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. Yeah. The lucky that cruise ship found them, because it'll be 24 dead people we were reporting on this evening. You know, but God. But Father, yeah, 24 of them, we happy. We're happy. That's one that turned out well. 24 of them rescued by Carnival Cruise. Thank the lucky stars. You know, they got to go to school ship at the same time. I happen to jail some people. Stepfather who stomped on his daughter. Remember, we had one here who beat up his daughter. Is how much time they'll give you? Is 3 months? Is 6 months? Some of them is really get basta, you know. Really get basta. But this is one in Trinidad. He wants to stamp his daughter. Look, the lottery, that don't pay, you know. Right? Those who harm. This is what Justice Richard Floyd said. Those who would seek to harm a defenseless child must be dealt with severely. Full stop. Full stop. 36-year-old father of 3 recently appeared before the court for sentencing following a guilty plea for causing grievous bodily harm with intent. Within 10, they tell us here in 2020, this Jagabat, who resided in St. Joseph with his common law partner and her 2 children, one of which he fathered. Right? The complainant in the matter was his then 4-year-old stepdaughter who resided in the same home with him. They tell us that in April 2020 they were watching TV while the child played on the floor, and at about 10 p.m. she indicated a desire to urinate and stood up. Thomas, age 33 at the time, made her stand with her hands in the air, which he said was a form of parental discipline he used. In so doing, the 4-year-old began to urinate on herself and on the floor, which angered Thomas, who then struck her in the stomach. Jesus have mercy. Oh, Judge, I beg you, Judge, put you away for a little while. Right? Put you away. He should be among people. Justice Richard Floyd, there in Trinidad. Put him away. Right? People said they got thin line between abuse and discipline. Try it out. Abuse is abuse and discipline is discipline. Right? It's natural. It's natural. Natural body function. Natural. Right? But when you go in there, you see? Well, sentenced to 3 years. 3 years imprisonment. 3 years imprisonment. When you go in there, I hope them boys make you put up your hand. Van Classic says he's a beast. I hope them boys make you put up your hand. You see? As a form of discipline, of course. Right? A form of discipline. And when he starts wet himself, all right. All right, moving on. Moving on, good folks. It's just a form of discipline. Yeah. A form of discipline. You know what? You know what's the sad part? Some of that, folks, is happening right now as we speak. You know, domestic violence. You know, people are treating their stepchildren. 4 years old. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? 4 years old. The law says a child under 10 can't even form in their mind criminal intent. Right? A child under 10 can't even form the mens rea. Oh, shucks, boy. That law, the real film, can't even form the criminal intent. He hit the girl. Jesus have mercy. Ladies, you got responsibility to your kids, eh? You got responsibility. In the 592, folks, look, some of what we're tracking. Some people doing the most. Folks, I can tell you. Right? I can tell you, it's here bad news. It's like how Jagdeo in the press conference had nothing new to report. Some old story he bringing up. I think he make a mistake, you know. I think he probably scheduled this press conference a little while ago. Right? Tell them boys, Thursday at 2 after night, I can come and talk. Then he realizes, oh shit, me got nothing for really. Folks, you know, them reporters, real professional. I couldn't sit down in there and hear Jagdeo regurgitate all the nonsense, you know. I couldn't. But they sit down dutifully and taking all the garbage. Dutifully. Some people doing the most. Including Jagdeo. Well, you argue who say call Ali, tell the police, bring who you want bring charged. Zelina Ali, they say was charged for threatening the president and exciting racial hostility. Folks, I have learned enough. You know, thanks to Nigel Hughes, who said, don't worry the charge. Right? Them things come and go. Don't worry confession. When you see the conviction, then get excited. Don't worry the charge, the statement and confession and all that. Them things fall apart. But the lady who's talking about who black man and nigger. He's a nigger. All right. Talk up now. Talk up now, big auntie. Talk up now, Zelina. Talk up now. Now you got to speak. Or you only play your bad. Only play your bad. Talk up now, the man. Talk up, Zelina. Oh. You're not only doing this out of farm. You're not doing out of farm. It's the shame in death. It's the shame. Let's wait for the last bell. On this one, let me wait for the last bell. Let me wait for the last bell on this one. You see? Let me wait for the last bell on Zelina. Look story now. Oh, God. Oh, Linden man chopped, right, by his ex-business partner. This country gone. This country gone. Life has gotten too cheap. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. We're better than this. This is not who we be. We are better than this. You know, to raise a cutlass or a cutlish, depends on where you live in. Oh, God of mercy. Injured, they're telling us it's Dwayne Ward of Wismar. That's from a family in England then. Wismar. Strong people of Wismar, you know, why you know that? Right? Strong. Injured is Dwayne Ward. Wishing for speedy recovery. Right? The police are now on the hunt for the suspect. On the hunt for the, I hope to find him. They're telling us the suspect approached Ward from behind and dealt him 2 chops with a cutlass. Jesus. Jesus. Ain't getting no better. Ain't getting no better. We wish Ward a speedy recovery. This morning, a man walking peacefully. You know, peacefully on the highway. Going about his business, doing his exercise. And out of nowhere, an Audi. That's what you call it? Audi. He sat down, telling us he's fighting for his life. Alan Downs, fighting for his life. Could you imagine that? Folks, that's how things could change, you know, in like that. The man is on his way, as per normal. He going for a little walk, walking the dog, going for a little exercise. You know, you in the car now. So if you're walking the drain now, with them boys, slow down the man. Slow down, but listen to this. It gets better. The driver for the Audi run away. Folks, y'all know the refrain, this is Guyana. You know, it's so horribly funny. They said the fellow run away. Yes. Run away. Lord have mercy. You knock down a man and you run away, you know. You know? And it's them people's got bail. As the fellow did. Those folks is get a bail. Those folks is get a bail. And the man is now left battling for his life. And that's what they're telling us. Plucking this out of the newsroom. The driver fled the scene, but he was apprehended the very day, during the day. Right? He fled the scene. And then the police can tell us. Right? The police can tell us that the fellow was what's called dungarees this here. You see? All the injuries are to his head, fractured skull in a couple of places, bleeding in the brain, and bruises to his brain. That's Alan, you know, fighting for his life. Right? Fighting for his life. Watching the notes here. Right? Fighting for his life. The man was released on bail. Right? The driver was released on bail. Fled the scene, you know, was captured, and then was released on bail, and you left from fighting for your life in some hospital. Jesus. You know, send this country. It's not who you know, it's who know you, and it's who you know. It's both all too. Right? Man gone on bail, ran from the scene, you know. He get bail. See? Oh, yes. Bleeding on the brain, skull fractured in several places. Right? And a man like Tokuma Gunse, just words. Words. 72 hours, they could hold him longer, they hold him longer. They will hold the fellow for 36. Right? And I don't even think he was released on bail. That's another story by itself. We wish Alan Downs the best. And a speedy recovery. You know, we wish the family of thoughts and prayers are with them as well. Our thoughts and prayers are with them. You will come out your house just like that, you know. And somebody trying to end your life, and then they jag about Gamati business. They jag about Gamati business. Just so. Just so. I can tell you all, folks, all this in the news today, you know, all of this big brawl in a bar, right? Stabbing up over what? Jesus. I wonder if when in them jail, in the quiet moments, if they don't reflect and say, are you stupid bad? I really stupid bad. Right? I bagly. I gone past stupid. Right? I bagly now. Right? Oh. We're cruel to each other in this country. Too cruel. Too cruel. So this 21-year-old fisherman from Upper Quarantine was remanded. Right? Avinash Sumintra. He was remanded. Right? He was remanded for the attempted murder of Avinash Sumintra. He is Muhammad Fazar Ali from Springlands. Just like that. I mean, like, oh God. Little or nothing. You can get stabbed in your neck, stabbed in your belly, stabbed in your back. For little or nothing. The same way he was stabbed several times to his abdomen, his back, and his head. Reports indicate that one of the knives was left stuck in the man's abdomen. Oh boy. Another Jagdeo focus on, you see, is nothing balls. Crime. Spiraling every day. And Norton could spend a whole press conference, you know, and he romanticizing about Aubrey Norton's balls. Moving on, folks. We wish that young man the best. You see? We wish him the best. You know, this program starts, the Toronto prayer program. If this country continue like this, we wish Avinash Sumintra the best. In Toronto prayer program, we just break into tongues. Right? And then them boys inside manifesting that Freedom House. You know, we wish Avinash Sumintra the best. That's maybe there's a country. Life is so cheap. Whole press conference. You hear not much crime. Here's what? Jagdeo called a press conference without what happened in Aubrey Norton press conference. That was basically it. That was basically it. He called a press conference to tell us what happened in Norton press conference. That's basically it. Spotted, good folks. Spotted. We spot your girl, a man's this look foreign. National Action Network is worse though. So Manzo was invited to speak at this conference in the US, the National Action Network, and some big names, you know, were represented at this conference. The US Vice President Kamala Harris is either slated to speak or spoke at this conference as well. And Manzo brought to the attention of the conference the plight of Afro-Guyanese in this country. Yep, listen, this is the National Action Network and its annual convention being hosted in New York from April 12th to 15. And they're telling us here that nearly a dozen of Biden administration officials, Vice President Kamala Harris will attend this conference. Notable names like Tyler Perry, Kerry Washington, Magic Johnson, and other leaders in the entertainment business and civil rights and education and other fields gathered to discuss the state of blacks in America and the diaspora and to galvanize global and to galvanize a global civil rights movement. So respect and manners, kudos to Manza for continuing to represent. You gotta represent. Respect and manners, right? You know, like a typical Guyanese, I expect him things. As a typical Guyanese, I expect him things. So I happy that she went and talked nice and so. Right? I happy. You see? Very happy. But I as a boy expect him things. Don't come around me funny like that. Right? What do we expect when people go overseas? John Jones, Jamal Aziz, what do we expect when people go overseas? You better don't come back with the thing, hand. You don't look so nothing. You see that, Joel Warren? Joel says, great work, Amanza. I said, boy, I like my things. And I sharing. Valerie said, Prags. How Valerie? You look at you, think you like your things too. You better come back with something. They'll come back here at the end and say, oh, we go like the Chief Magistrate. And McLennan is set to retire in May, 15th of May, next month. And this magistrate has led with distinction, and we want to wish her the best. We want to wish her the best on what comes next. Right? And you should know that the Chief Magistrate is also a colonel in the army, and she's on pre-retirement leave from that post as well. You know, you serve your country well and with distinction. I love it. Right? Fairly well. You know, and we look forward to whatever comes next. Chief Magistrate Anne McLennan. She goes into retirement on the 15th of next month. And why you know them boys are trying to put one day people there? Don't let you fool yourself. Don't fool yourself. But you don't have to list the names vetting. And why you know that? Watch for that. And why you know that? And Anthony Silva, Lester Williams, Paul Passat, what do you think happening? That's where they're going with that. That's where they're going with that. Please and thank you. That is where they're going with that. You see? That's where they're going with that. Moving on, we want to wish the Chief Magistrate the best. Lead Magistrate, Head Magistrate. We want to wish Anne McLennan. She served with distinction. I ain't getting no bad report. Can I bring it out here, just who vex? Who vex? Chief Magistrate, if you're watching tonight, well done. And thank you for your service. Well done. Thank you for your service. Them boys now on Norton balls. Folks, this is the greatest country on earth. You know, I don't know why people leave this country. You know. Oh yes, I know, for better men. Things tight under them, but I understand. If you gotta go, you gotta go. I might gotta go myself. The way this country going, I might gotta go myself. You know, even Jesus had to go. It is expedient that I go. If I can't go, I can't come. You see? It is expedient. Even Jesus had to go. So I may gotta go myself. I may got to go. Turn my attention to them boys. The shenanigans at GCOM. You know, we heard Mr. Lowe of the PNCR, losing my thoughts there. You know, speaking on behalf of the party, says, just chairman, you know, unfit for purpose. That's what they said. Is not fit for purpose for which she was put there. Come on, Claudette. You know, has really turned. You know, when they say a thing, you know, you think some people is people, but then we got a good look at Claudette. You know, and the thing about leadership is this. And a lot of people don't understand it, Charlene and Tony Hack and Auntie and, you know, Sam Lal and all the other folks. Leadership don't conceal. You see? Leadership is revealed. Look how to reveal. Jagdeo ignorance is having that press conference. Oh, 40 years! These fields have been unattended. And you party went in for 23. Right? And now 26. You're supposed to fix it. Y'all are doing no favors. Y'all all in then. You're supposed to fix it. Y'all see why just go off like that. Come back. Come back, Peter. Come back, Paul. Just go off. You're all in then. You're supposed to do more than that. And as Roderick said, we beg. We beg. You're supposed to do more than that. Whole pack of things. You had promised, Lyndon, when Sharma Sullivan led that movement. They're still waiting. Still waiting, like some people. That was a pink slip. We should see these signs. Still waiting. He said the GCOM, Claudette acting as though, she was them boys. I'm telling you what the folks said. I want to add, I want to subtract from it. I'm giving you as is. Acting like she was them boys. But of course, they ain't focus on that, Norton's balls. That's the preoccupation. What big and what small and whole pack of nonsense. I trust they're happy though. Right? Just all who feeling hot and bothered is satisfied. That's my trust. Colin got to go if you don't shape up. That's what the folks says. If you don't shape up, got to go. Beat out. Them boys want in the UN Security Council. They finally give hard work. Y'all see that? Who's sharing the child life tonight? They finally get hard work. Finally. Right? Naomi Drucker asking me what happened to the pink slip. Somebody shines Naomi for me, man. Oh. Somebody shines Naomi for me. Shines her. Right? So them boys have gotten, they say, the support of the Latin America and Caribbean states grouping for a seat at the UN Security Council. You can't even secure your own damn citizen. You want to go to the Security Council. I want y'all go after the seat of Minister of Home Affairs, as though it's a Security Council seat you're going after. You can't even secure your own country in this little 2x4 in the 592. Them boys want Jagdeo wants to sit down at the Security Council with China and Russia and them boys. Think he big like that? I don't think Biden can say, y'all smelling yourself too quick. Smelling yourself too quick. Too quick. They won't go to Security Council. Michael Reed, Roderick, Bantu King, shall it be done? Shall it be done? Them boys, they think it's just you just start pumping the other day. You want to go to the big people table, just because you think you could pump and you could talk about balls and so on. You deserve a seat along the table. Right? The comments are going by so fast, and some folks trying to have my attention. The folks said in the chat, we got a Deconstructing name Paul Prasad. Paul, you better watch yourself. This is a rough place. You come to the wrong show. You come to the wrong show. So them boys get Tad work. We happy for Tad. We happy for Tad. Photo of the day. I love this one. I even wait there, boy. Photo of the day, folks. Slow down. We love this one. Now, right? Mark Curtin has just launched a new book, folks. He took one for rubber stamp. You know why? Because Curtin understand these people need it. These folks need it. This is his book on Suriname diplomacy. This is his book, his latest book on diplomacy with Suriname. He understands. Curtin, who was lectured at UG and UE for many years, is an intellectual of no mean order, his politics aside. He understands those situations there. Right? And when you see how they're operating with this trial and license business, you know, Santoki and the fallout, the falling, the romance, the everything. Say, is Demi really writing for, you know? Is Demi really writing for Samuel Jakes, Tony Hack, Andrew Griffith? Is Demi really writing for? Right? When he see how Tad operating at the level and said, that's what he told the brigadier, give Tad. Right? You got to use a real dunce. When a man write a book specifically for you, get Tad. Right? Get a little guidance. They got Ram Karan in there, earning a big fat salary doing nothing. Robert Prasad waste time in foreign affairs. Can you imagine? In foreign affairs. And then taking no guidance from Carl Greenwich. Then taking no guidance. Right? Because say, look, this thing involves all of you. I can try to help them out. Write the whole book. Say, Tad, look. And the next spaces in there for that color too. The next spaces he could trace and color. in that same book. Yeah. Respect Professor Curtin on the launch of that new book on shoreline relations and diplomacy and all of that. All the good stuff. Folks, I'm certain that book is going to be at Austin's. Right? For those of you who want to take a peek at it, recommended. Yeah. Photo of the day. That's our photo of the day, good folks. Oh. Folks, no easy day, descend. No easy day. Look story now. Earphone and the Adventists. Listen to me. This I shouldn't say we shouldn't say earphone and the Adventists. Earphone and this fellow who heads the Adventists locally. Right? They're telling us, you know, the Caribbean Guyana Institute for Democracy there in New York, they've taken exception to this cozying up. They've taken exception. Apparently, the man said, among other things, Exton Clark, among other things, Irfan is a man of distinction, right? He said apparently that what? Man of distinction and what? Deeply spiritual. Oh my Lord. Deeply spiritual. Oh my God. I think Exton need the poles cleaned out. You need the spiritual poles. You ain't discerning anymore. Exton, calm down, Exton. Calm down. You know what I miss? I miss when you had real people of what shall I say? You had real people of clout. You know them big uncles that can call Exton and say, Exton, what nonsense you doing? What nonsense you doing? Sit down. Man said he's I want to Exton what? Right? This is according to the Caribbean Guyana Institute of Democracy. Right? Said they're reporting Exton said he was a man of distinction. This with a degree from IFLAC, the place that didn't register, I wasn't certified, but didn't get the accreditation. That was the same thing. That kind of distinction. All right. The fellow who supervised Irfan's dissertation, his doctoral dissertation, is the man who heads the Gold Scholarship Program. Yeah. Nice time. Yeah. He said he's a deeply... Folks, stop it. I might forgive you for man of distinction. You know, that's neither here nor there. You know, you go online, you buy a degree, fair enough. It's a man of distinction. You know, you get some watered down honorary doctorate, fairly well. Good for you. Good for you. You know? But this deeply spiritual part here, right? You got me here, Exton. Exton, you got me here. This deeply spiritual part. This fella who's abusers and cuss out people. This same fella. This fella. Excel, come on. Come on, Excel, come on. You know, I'm always guided, right, by the scripture, especially you look at the bishop. Many shall say, Lord, Lord. Many. Many. But he shall say to the Jagabats, the trench crappos, the tadpoles, and the cricketers, on that great and dreadful day of judgment. You see, I tell you, I'll be turning into praise service in this place. It's all the bad news we collect and collide with on a daily basis. You see that? Now, I look at some of these women face here in this lineup. Don't even draw them into things political. But see, if it's color for me though, if it's show, at one time, is it mauve? Is it burgundy? I might color a little off, right? Y'all know, right? If it's suit up here though, you couldn't tell the difference between he and a couch. Yep. Many shall say, Lord, Lord. Many, many. Exxon, all right, bye. All right. So Exxon was heading the, as far as I know, heading the Adventists in Guyana, right? As far as I know, right? All right. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Moving on, folks. Moving on. The closer. Do we have it? We want it, but does it want us? Folks, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Right? But good to have you folks here with us this evening. This is one we got to skip for tonight. And we're gonna circle back to it. It's in ready, folks. It's in ready. Commissioner Cole. Boys got breaks up. The closer. You ever let by shoot up Mudwater House, eh? I mean, Karen Bruce. Who they accused of Mudwater. Look how I get a lawsuit in my post now. You know, look how I get a lawsuit in my post. Shoot up Karen Bruce House. Who'd want to do that? You see, that is why I say people carry this thing too far. You know, you're going to have political opponents and all those things. You can have that. You know, no disagreement there. No disagreement there whatsoever. But when you got to go on the top of people's bars and go and shoot up by the house and so on. Right? Why is that? One little character, Mudwater, deals with some very abrasive, deals with some issues in an abrasive manner. That's their style. Too many people in this country thin-skinned. Too many people in this country thin-skinned. They want to do all the hitting where you hit back. Oh, slander, is libel, is this, is that. Too many. Now somebody gone, shoot up by this man's house. Right? His lovely wife was there, the beautiful child was there, the son was there as well. Putting the family in danger. Y'all out of your damn mind. She'll bet me a run and pelt too big brick behind you. I mean, a gun, sir. Or do I? Pelt. I have a balls like Norton.
I know you probably have to do more assessment, but based on what has happened in recent.
See, y'all got me talking nonsense. Folks, take a look, introduce it the right way, and take a listen to some of what Karen Bruce said when he spoke. Newsroom, I think it was. Take a look and take a listen. Take a look and take a listen. Now is the time. Now is the time, folks.
I know you probably have to do more assessment, but based on what has happened in recent hours, what is this pointing to? Why would someone want to do that?
Well, I don't know. The only adversary I think I have would be the person that I took to court who accused me of sexual misconduct, basically. That is the only person that I can think of as somebody who might want to harm me.
Right.
The trial, and we're awaiting judgment. The person did not provide any evidence in court to support what they said. So they're likely to lose, but I can't pronounce on that. I gotta wait until the judge make the decision.
You don't want to name that person.
Everybody know who the person is. There's no need for me to go ahead and put myself in any kind of trouble.
Okay. You've ever received such threats from that person or any other person that they'll shoot you, they'll shoot your house?
The only person that I've received threats from directly would be that same individual. The person, it's part of the lawsuit actually. They threatened to come to my house and expose me. Those were their exact words. I have CC footage of that same individual driving around the neighborhood, staking out. All of that we've presented to the court.
Right. But you don't live here alone. You live here with your family. What does all of this mean for your own safety going forward?
Well, my family is shaken, and so am I. To be frank, and we are a little bit concerned for our safety and security now. But we have security measures in place that should keep us safe, and I would just like for the police to conclude their investigation so that we can figure out who might have been the person behind the gunman, because I believe that it would have had to be somebody that was paid to do that. Right, how it was carried out, that seemed like $100,000 hitman. Right, so whoever's behind it, I would really like to know and to ask that person a few questions.
Do you think it was a scare tactic? Do you think the person set out to injure you and your family?
I believe so. The reason for that is because they aimed, as it appears, they aimed at the bus and the house. And if it was somebody who was probably trying to target me to assassinate me, then it probably would have been carried out a little bit differently. And but sorry, that's the window to my house there.
Right.
And that's a bullet there in the wall. These are bullets here, bullet holes. Anyone could have gotten into the house. I could have been in the kitchen trying to get water or something, and that would have been it. A stray bullet.
So it's,
apart from that, my family lives here with me too. It could have been my wife or my child, my 4-year-old child.
right. So it's 8 gunshot holes, 5 on the bus, 6 on the bus, 2 on the house.
I think it's well, from the CC for the initial CC footage that we've downloaded, we've heard 8 shots.
Right.
So I count 6 on the bus and 2 on the house.
Right.
And the hole behind, I assume that it's a bullet that passed through the bus.
Right. Are you satisfied with how the police investigation has taken off?
Not really. I don't think they're taking it seriously. They came, well, they responded I would say promptly, about 10 minutes after the incident. And they took a statement from me, and they did an initial inspection of the scene, and they promised to come back when it's right to gather their evidence and so on. And I've not heard from the police since. So I know it's 9.
That's which police station responded?
They said that they were from Providence Police Station in Providence.
What's next for you? Probably in the coming hours, coming days.
Well, I've started a political movement. I'm currently organizing for local government elections. So we're going to be contesting in the municipality of Georgetown and Suicide and Margaret Toot. That's how you pronounce it, yeah.
Right. All right. Anything else you'd like to add?
Whatever the message was, I didn't get it. Message me, let me know what it is that you think I did to you and why you think I deserve bullets for it.
Great. Thank you.
Yep. That's scary, folks. Me 8 bullets and the police are taking that seriously? Like, what are they going to take seriously? What are they going to take seriously? You know, my wife would have fight them. My wife would say, Duncan, you fight steady. I got this one. She's from Barbies. She's from 28. She'd fight them. They would come around the house no more for a long time. Yeah, I think I bad. And I lose the Rottweiler. She'd fight them. You hear me? She'd fight them. Folks, before you go, allow us to let you know that if you need a justice of the peace, you know, after you shoot up your house, you might need one. 8 bullets, then taking this seriously. If you need a justice of the peace, you're from 28, right? That's like the villagers, he says in the cutlass, she's from 28. Get the answers you need, folks. With the Alistair Collins form. They're fantastic commissioner of votes to affidavit. Fantastic justice of the peace. We use them all the time, right? They provide expert guidance and support for all the documentation needs. They open Monday to Saturday. I like that. They make money during the weekend, they gone. All Saturday, they're still there, ready to look after your needs, folks. The Callion Mall, Lamaha Street between Camp and Waterloo Streets. 649-6410. 649-6410. 685-6848. 685-6848.
Want to keep getting the best in the ring?
That's right.
Yes, you can help us to keep going by partnering with us through your contributions. And it's easy. Send us a daily, weekly, or monthly donation, whichever is most convenient to you. Cash App at $in-the-ring592, Zelle and PayPal in-the-ring592@gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 627-6963 for how to contribute via MoneyGram and Western Union and for MMG payments. Want to keep getting the best in the ring?
That's right.
Yes, you can help us to keep going by partnering with us through your contributions. And it's easy. Send us a daily, weekly, or monthly donation, whichever is most convenient to you. Cash App at $in-the-ring592, Zelle and PayPal in-the-ring592@gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 627-6963 for how to contribute via MoneyGram and Western Union and for MMG payments.
Thank you for supporting what we do here. That's me time. And that's our program. Stay safe out there, guys. Stay safe out there. And thanks for staying with us. Stay safe out there. Annette Cummins, Yvette, Maxine, Antia, Wilma, Diane, Hazley. Stay safe. Cecilia Joseph, stay safe as well. Good folks, smash that emoji button before you go. Share the damn life if you haven't done so. You see? I won't fight y'all, wifey. Fight you. Share the damn life. Smash that emoji button. Let's go down the road. Good night, folks. Stay well. Paula and Candy in the 28 is the cutlass for truth. Rosamund and Ingrid. I am Natasha. Have a great evening, folks. Stay well. Stay well. That's our time. That's